Today's story, The Night Before the Louvre Heist. The video is a fictional dramatization inspired by the real event and places.
I have worked as a security guard across many European cities. When I moved to Paris, I took up a security job at the Carnavalet Museum, followed by the Picasso Museum. It's been 2 years now that I have been working as a night guard at the Louvre Museum in Paris. It's not as glamorous as it sounds: long hours, eerie silence, and hallways that seem to breathe when the lights flicker. Most nights are quiet, but one night last week, things were different. I was in the control room because one of the guards there needed to take a break. It was 2:36 a.m. when I noticed something strange on my monitor wall to the left of the room. Camera 12, the Denon Wing, went black for half a second. Then camera 14. Then 9. At first, I thought it was a system glitch. It happens. But when I checked the logs, the feeds hadn't just failed. They'd been manually disabled. I showed it to the guard next to me. He looked somewhat concerned and asked me to return to the atrium to check on what was happening. "I will manage here till Zach is back," he said. I rushed out of the room and radioed my partner, Luke, who was patrolling near the main atrium. No response, just static. I kept walking forward. The sound of my boots echoed through the dimly lit hallway. In the mornings, when the halls are filled with visitors, they look bright and magnificent with the light from the tall windows streaming in. At night, however, the play of darkness through the numerous lifelike figures and ornate pillars hit you differently. It feels like the Ouvre d'Art are watching you. Just before walking out of the control room, I had a look at the feed from the cameras installed on the external wall of this side of the museum, facing westwards. Nothing was different. Nightlife of Paris along the Seine, as always. As I took a few steps forward, I thought I heard something. Footsteps. That's when I saw it, a faint movement in the corridor to the left side of me. Even in the dim light, I was sure of what I saw. I saw 3 figures, moving through the gallery, dressed in black. They didn't rush. They moved like they knew the place. They knew where they were going. They are from the museum, I thought. Others may have seen the feed and have stepped in to look as well. I radioed Luke again. No response. Where is Luke? I thought, worried. He should be here now. I grabbed my flashlight and started down the hall. My footsteps echoed louder than usual, too loud. I turned the corner into the Denon Wing, and the air felt heavier. Cold. There was no one there. But the motion sensor said otherwise. Somebody had just been here. As I reached the Mona Lisa's chamber, I froze. The painting was still there, untouched, but someone had opened the glass case. Yet no alarms had gone off. I was neither aware of any maintenance activity being scheduled for that night, nor was one ever carried out in the darkness of the night in a surreptitious manner. I was certain then that the people I saw were not the museum staff. And these people, whoever they were, are surely well versed in our security system. My heart lurched. I had to call it in. I turned my radio on, when I heard a sound, a window creaking open, from inside. It came from the Galerie d'Apollon. I spun around. My flashlight beam hit nothing but the marble walls, then I saw it. One of the windows, slightly ajar. The cold draft from the Seine was flowing in through it. I rushed over, pushed it open, and stepped onto the balcony overlooking the Quai François Mitterrand, flanked by Porte du Louvre, still not completely stranded, even at this hour. But there was no one else. If there were anyone inside, they would not have escaped through this window. No one can be that fast. I turned back and saw a faint light blinking on the floor. It was a radio. I turned mine on and called for immediate help. Halfway down the corridor, I found Luke lying on the floor. He was unconscious, as soon as others rushed up, I briskly gave them the details. The searchlights came on. The gemstone-studded Napoleonic jewels gleamed. Everything seemingly undisturbed. undisturbed. Someone dialed 15. I went down to provide all the details, and Luke was wheeled away by Samu. Till he would regain his senses, there was no way of knowing what he had seen. By the time I was done, many more of the senior staff had driven in. I could hear the faint buzz of the radios, the museum security upstairs droning constantly. A couple more hours passed, at the end of which the security personnel reported no theft, no damage, no signs of forced entry. Relief flooded through everyone. But there still was the window that had been opened and the glass case of the Mona Lisa. Was it Luke? Had I imagined the three figures? What about the dying feeds in the control room? Luke couldn't have done all that by himself. The IT security confirmed that the cameras had rebooted on their own. Everything was normal. It was indeed a glitch, and no manual interception had taken place. But why would Luke try to open the case of La Joconde and leave it untouched? What was he checking inside? The museum was full of weird stories about the painting's subtle persuasive power. People are known to have experienced an emotional wave wash through them when they stared at the eyes of Da Vinci's painting long enough. But this just didn't seem to be the right explanation for Luke. I knew there would be more investigation the next day, but it would have to wait until Luke recovered. There was still no news from the L'Hôpital Hotel Dieu, which is where he was taken by the medical emergency team. It was already 8:30 a.m. Hundreds of tourists and museum enthusiasts from all over the world had already started trickling into the Cour Carré. Sundays, especially, are busy days. The museum opens in another 30 minutes, I exhaled. What a night it was. I came out of the changing room and walked out. I planned to hit my bed and check on Luke in the afternoon. Maybe he had just bumped his head into something. Things become less shrouded in mystery in the mornings. As I drove away through the Quai François Mitterrand, I saw that a truck had parked just below the balcony where I had stood last night. A couple of construction workers in safety vests were preparing to launch an extendable ladder. Maybe the team had called these people to check on the external camera to tighten security measures after last night's episode.
On Sunday, October 19, 2025, 4 thieves dressed up as construction workers used a retractable ladder to reach up to the facade of the Louvre Museum, cut open the glass window at 9:30 a.m. Central Europe time. Within 7 minutes, they completed what is being called as the modern world's highest-profile heist and fled the place on scooters, after stealing 8 pieces of the French crown jewels worth more than $100 million from the Napoleonic era. The story you watched is a creative reimagination of what may have happened the night before the heist. It is a work of fiction inspired by real events and news reports. The Louvre Museum, its staff, and any referenced organizations are not affiliated with or represented in this content. If you like this story, please do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more.